Welcome back to Chapter 9, Dictionaries and Sets. This is Ymt218 Object-Oriented Programming, and we are still discussing Chapter 9, where we discussed actually first part about dictionaries. Today we will discuss the second part. This is the complementary part of dictionaries. So we spoke about the concept of dictionaries, and we said that we have a collection of elements or objects where they are connected, or the elements of the dictionary are connected to each other in a sort of pair, and this pair is defined by key value mapping. So we have key and value that are mapped to one another, and we can retrieve the values using keys. And we explained that it's not actually considered sequence. Why? Because we don't have exactly a numeric way to retrieve the values or even the keys from the dictionary, as we don't have exactly indexing type of process that we can apply to dictionary. We spoke about a number of ways to manipulate and initialize, add elements, and so on. Today we'll speak about some, not all, because there are other methods that we will not cover in this chapter. We will just cover the most common ones. However, if any problem later on in practice dictates that we learn any new method, we will just explain about it. So we will take a few of the common methods that are usually mentioned or used while dealing with dictionaries. The first one is clear. Clear, so it's a method, so we use dictionary's name as an object dot method name. You are familiar with this scenario where we have the object name, because dictionary itself is an object. So if we use the dot operator and we get the method from this object, we will be clearing, or actually deleting, all the elements of the dictionary. So whatever element we have in the dictionary will be deleted, and all the values and their keys will be just removed, and the dictionary will be clear, just with empty dictionary with not a single element in it. Okay, get method. Now for get, actually we use the key with a default message to get the value. What does it mean? So it's a method, so we use the dictionary's name dot get, and then we specify, because this method accepts two arguments. The first one is the key, so which key you are looking for its value, you provide that key. So there is a possibility that this key is not available. It's possible, because we may even mistakenly type it, or we may type it in lowercase and it's in uppercase. So we provide a default message, tells that, well, what happens if this key is not available. Okay. This is an alternative way for retrieving value using the key by this brackets operator. When we can use the dictionary's name brackets key, we could retrieve the value, but that one was actually there was a problem with that one, was causing an error or an exception if the key was not available in the dictionary. So that was causing a key error. This one wouldn't. If the key is available, it will retrieve the value. If not, it will just display the default message. Let me show you one example. I have an example here. Let's see, we have this dictionary, course code. We have these names, three keys and values, okay? 3 keys, 1, 2, 3. These are keys, and the values are Ymt111, Ymt112, Ymt113. So these are the key value pairs here we have in the course code, dictionary. When we print it, we get the same, of course, but in the dictionary format here. It's just like the way it is as a dictionary. If we clear it, that means if we apply the clear, the clear method, it will just delete all the elements, and then our dictionary will be empty. Now we can add, let's say I'm trying to insert a new key value pair, 4 with some value, 5 with some value. So this is the key, this is the value. So we inserted two keys and 2 values. Now we can use get. Well, if the key is available, well, we will just return its value. If not, it will, maybe we say not available or not found. You customize the message the way you like, and it will not cause any exception if the key is not available. So it will just, like this one, it will just display the default message. And this is a convenient way not to cause any exception or create a problem that makes your program halt. Items. If you would like to return all the items of the dictionary, but in what we call dictionary view, okay, so it is actually a tuple, so it's tuple of key key and value. So key and value in one tuple for all the elements that we have in the dictionary. How is that supposed to be? Like, look at this. For example, if we have this kind of dictionary, now we have two elements only. For key 4 and value Ymt218, another key 5 and the value map to value Ymt218. If we apply this items, what will be returned to us? A dictionary view of 4 attached to Ymt114 in one tuple, and 5 attached to Ymt115 in another tuple. So this is the way, this is what we call dictionary view. Now look at this. I'll show you here. For example, look at this, exactly what we are doing, course code.items. Now look, one tuple, they are attached to each other. So we have a tuple. So these two elements, key and the value pair, and comma, then key and the value pair again. So if you have more elements, it will be key value inside separate tuples. Okay. Can we iterate over the elements of a dictionary? We can do that. We can use a for loop to iterate over the sequence of whatever key value available in the dictionary. We can use also items to do that. What does it mean? Now look here. If we create this kind of scenario, we have tuples, the tuple key and value, another tuple key and value, another tuple key and value, whatever the dictionary, based on the elements available in the dictionary. So now, if you iterate over them, remember that this tuple has two elements, so we can assign these two as they are a sequence here, because tuple is a sequence. We can assign key to key and value to value, and we can iterate. Why? Because we are returning 2 each time, separated by commas. So we are returning 2 as a sequence, so we can receive key into key, or whatever variable you like to call it, and value in value, or value, or whatever value the variable you like to call it. Then you can print them, or you can assign them. You can create anything from them, maybe lists, separate lists, and so on. This is a very useful way, usually used for manipulating the elements of dictionaries. Okay, keys. Well, we may be interested not in values, we may be interested in keys. So we can use, instead of items, we can use dictionaries.keys. We return all the keys as actually a sequence, as a list. So it is also in dictionary format, but this would be more of a list. Let me show you here. Look at this. Print, let's say, course code.keys. Now we have 2 keys earlier, if you remember. We assigned them ourselves here, remember? 4 and 5, because we cleared the dictionary, so we cleaned all its elements. It became, actually, we removed all the elements, so it's empty. We added 2, 4 and 5, mapped to 114, 115, so we have 2 elements. Now if we try to retrieve these keys, now look, not items here, we are here, course code.keys, so we are receiving the keys, all of them, in terms of a list. Okay, in terms of a list, this is what will be returned. This is dictionary view of a list that provides us with all the keys. We can iterate over them if you want, because this is a list. This is a list, and you can iterate over this list. So for key in whatever course code.keys, so it will iterate over those. You can print these keys in separate lines. You can do whatever possible operation applied to them based on their type, because keys can be of different types. Okay. Pop method. Now you studied data structure and you know what pop is. Actually, it's removing an element. Okay, so we remove a key and we return the value associated with that key. So we remove an element, not key only, sorry. We remove an element of the dictionary and we return the value associated to the key where we are popping, or whatever the key that we are using for this pop operation. So dictionary name.pop, we provide the key and the default message in case of the key is not available. What happens is we return the value mapped to this key if the key is available, and then the element, all the element key value pair will be removed from the dictionary, and you will get the value of the value attached to this key returned to you. So now look, course code.pop. Now we are trying to pop this element 4 attached to whatever it is the value. So 4, we know 4 is attached to 114. Remember here we attach to it Ymt218. So now if I pop 4 with a default message, let's say not found, what will happen? Of course it is available, so what will happen? We will get the value mapped to 4 here, and what will happen if you try to print again the course code, you will have only one value. Why? Because the key value pair 4 and Ymt218 will be removed. Okay, this is the pop operation. We can use pop item also as a method, and this will actually pop random key element pair. So key value pair or element in the dictionary. Now you may ask, or you may wonder, well, how random? I mean, is it just based on the choice of the computer? There is a way the computer is finding or selecting a pair to remove, but what appears to us is the process itself is totally random, and what will be returned to you is the key value pair as a tuple. So what we will have is we will pop an item, because this is the dictionary's item. We have key and value. It will be returned to us as a tuple, and it will be removed from the dictionary. How may we know which item will be removed? We will not. We won't know. So we will know after inspecting which element is removed. Now have a look here. Let's say we added these 3 or 4 elements. Now we added 4 elements. Just adding 4 elements to the dictionary. Now we have a key value pair, key value pair, key value pair, etc. Now let's say for some reason, okay, I display first, then for some reason I randomly pop an item. So pop item that will just randomly remove an item. That means a key element, a key value pair or an element from the dictionary. Which one is popped? 4 and 114. How it is done? There is a way the computer does it, but you will not know. Even if you try again, most likely you will not get the same. If you pop again, if you rerun, you most likely will not get the same value. Even if you keep the same process, I mean, most likely will not get this one. Okay, so it will be returned in terms of a tuple, and this tuple is key value. Key value, it's like ordered key value, okay? And will be removed. So now if we display again, this one will be removed, will not be around here. It will be just removed from the dictionary, okay? If you are interested in returning all the values available in the dictionary in the format of a list, you can do that by dictionaries name.values. That will return for you all the values, not keys, not the pair, just the values as a sequence, which is a list. You can iterate over them. Now, for example, like this, for value in course code.values, it will return to you a value after another. You can iterate over them. So it will be a list, actually, a whole list, like what we iterated before, or how we used a list to iterate element after another using the function in. So we have a whole list of elements which are the values of course code, which is a dictionary. So we can iterate over them. These are the values, available values. We can iterate over them. Now, as I said, you may think, or you may say, what we placed this one before this one, before this one. Why this one came on top? As I said before, dictionaries are unordered, so you don't expect them to have a certain order as an index. Sometimes you place the key value element in some sort of scenario, or let's say ordered by your own order. Then if you print them, you find them shuffled. It's normal. Don't be surprised. Okay. These are the common methods that we just explained. Clear to just clear all the contents or remove all the contents and empty the dictionary. Get, we return the value attached or associated with the key, where we provide the key. And in this case, we can use a default message to tell if the key is not available. We can return all the dictionaries items in terms of actually key value as a sequence of tuples, and we can iterate over them, or we can return the keys, all of them, in terms of a list or a list of keys. We can pop an element and we'll return its value and remove the whole element from the dictionary. How we pop it? We use the key. So we pop a key. So what happens? So we use dictionaries name.pop and we provide the key. So here the element attached to the key, or what we call key value pair, will be removed and the value will be returned to us. If you want to do this randomly, you can use pop item. Here you don't provide anything in the argument. It will randomly select an element from the dictionary and remove it and return the value to you. Its value, the attached value of this item to you. If you want to return all the values as a list, you can use dictionaries name dot values, and that will return a list of all values to you. You can iterate over them using a for loop or whatever method that you like to iterate over them, or maybe you can use them as a list. Maybe it's useful sometimes to use a list of all values or a list of all keys. It depends on your application. This is the end of this second part of the chapter. I'll create another part for sets and serialization. Until then, have a good time. Goodbye.